this is a properly cool parking spot. We drove 3 hours this morning to what is known as the centre of the world, place where you can talk directly to the gods.
Awesome.
We're the newbies. I'm Tara and this is John. And not so long ago we were married in Antarctica, promising ourselves that we would always prioritise experience over wealth. So here we are. We sold our house, left the city and bought a van which we've converted into our travelling home.
In last week's episode we arrived into Greece, passing our first test in over 2 decades, the COVID test. So we celebrated in azure seas and, free to explore, set off rambling over rock faces and clinging to cliff edges. In this week's episode, we head to the centre of the world and hang out with Zeus and Apollo before wandering through one of the world's greatest ancient sites and celebrating with pom-poms and soldiers.
If you're enjoying our videos, please do hit that subscribe button just below and give us a thumbs up. We would be so grateful.
We really would.
Woke up this morning, it is chilly.
It is chilly. There's a bit of thunderstorm around and some wind.
And we are off to the centre of the universe.
Very excited to see my very first ancient Greek monument.
Delphi.
Delphi! It is very easy to see why they were so inspired in a place like this. The views are epic.
Let's go and have a look. Apart from knowing that Delphi is the navel of the planet, is that what they said? Centre of the world.
Yep.
We don't know very much else about it, so this will be pretty interesting. Neither of us have been here before either, and there are no tourists around whatsoever. We're pretty much here on our own. So we just got in and it cost 12 euros each, which is very good price. Interestingly, the first thing we've learned is how this became the center of the universe. It's a fantastic story. Zeus dispatched 2 eagles from the ends of the universe and they flew in different directions, and then they came to Delphi, this very point, and then that was decreed the center of the world. We're standing in the center of the world, my darling.
Isn't that very cool?
Absolutely. I mean,
And it is amazing.
it is pretty spectacular. Baby, he's got nowhere left to go now. He's done it all already.
Lucky little bugger.
Yeah.
So this is the treasury of the Athenians, and it's the best preserved monument of the Apollonian sanctuary, built of white marble from the island of Paros. Isn't it magnificent?
What is that thing?
So it was a gold tripod of the Plataeans, so common voted by all the Greeks at the Delphic sanctuary following their victory over the Persians in the Battle of Plataea in 479 BC. I am truly awestruck. This is magnificent. So we've just come out of the museum, which was incredible. That's my first encounter with real ancient Greece, and I just loved it.
It was pretty cool, wasn't it? For me, that's a pretty difficult museum to go around because I can't pronounce all those Greek names. And so basically what I'm doing is I'm reading the information attached to each historical artifact, and I'm kind of reading blah, 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 blah. What's that dude's name? And then blah, 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 another crazy name, and then blah, 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 another crazy name. So it's really, really slow. It'd probably be easier if I changed all the gnarly names to Fred and Bob and James, something like that.
Very classy.
Or Crusoe. Crusoe's a good name.
Crusoe's not a good name.
Crusoe's a great name.
It's an edge there, I can push you off. Things
are about to get very interesting. We are attempting to drive into the centre of Athens and find a parking there.
That's going to be even more interesting.
So, wish us luck. We are about 10 minutes away and I just got my first ever view of the Acropolis. Super exciting. And we're about to take Poseidon's interchange off the main highway to head to where we are staying this evening. Let's hope. Let's hope the parking god is looking down on us today. What do you think his name would be, darling?
Crusoe.
No.
Yeah.
I think it would be Parkinophanes. So Parkinophanes, please help us find a parking. Right, the search for a parking space begins.
There was an option to drive around in circles for hours looking for a parking space on the side of the road, but we came across this place. Underground parking, a lot more secure. We're going to be here a couple of days anyway, at least 15 euros a day. We'll take that. Cotty is hidden away just down there. So we took an Airbnb for a couple of nights in Athens. It seems like the simplest and easiest way. We checked on Park for night. Nothing around, nothing looked any good.
I think it's really recommended to sleep on the streets in Athens.
No, me either. So, car is parked and we're off to explore.
Come on then.
The Acropolis, I think, is to the left. Just up there somewhere. That's pretty remarkable. I must have been to Athens 20 times. More maybe. The Acropolis is right here. It's just on the hill right there. And normally this street is buzzing. We are on our way to the Acropolis, but it's pretty cool because there's nobody around. It's completely empty. Streets that I remember from past visits to Athens that should be super duper busy are completely empty. So it's 8 o'clock in the morning. The Acropolis has just opened. Let's go and see if we get it to ourselves.
Wouldn't that be epic?
Wouldn't it?
I just went to the loo for approximately a minute and a half and John's just walked out, bought the tickets and we're about to go in. There's literally no one here. Come on then.
Come on.
Let's go have a look.
The sky is so clear in Athens right now. In the far distance, you can see the sea. That's amazing. What a beautiful shot.
The Acropolis is recognisable throughout the world and one of the most impressive of ancient sites. We arrived just after it opened at 8 AM and found only a handful of guides, a few stonemasons and a cat up there, which allowed us to stroll and breathe in the history unencumbered.
Yeah.
This is the sanctuary of Artemis Brauronia, who was the protector of girls, expecting mothers and women.
Well, that's blooming good news, isn't it?
Very special morning.
Building of the Acropolis started over 2,500 years ago, epitomizing the glory of ancient Greece with its temples and columns. Remarkably, as complex and as detailed as it is, its history is almost perfectly documented, from the first walls to the current ongoing renovations.
The Acropolis has always been the centre of Athens, and it has inspired myths, legends and movies, and we could see why. It really is beautiful.
Well, what an absolute privilege to be able to walk around the Acropolis, literally with just a few other workers and guides hanging around,
Yeah.
and us.
It was incredible, something I will never, ever, ever forget.
So we've worked up a bit of an appetite, and I think it's time to go and eat the traditional lunchtime gyros.
Even though I think it's only 9:30.
Is it?
Yeah,
Starving.
lunch for breakfast though, why not?
€2.50, 10 minutes early, so we got to wait. Yeah. Nice, thanks so much. Okay, my love.
It's an outrageous breakfast, but I'm very excited. Sit in the sun, shall we? That is delicious.
When we finish this, I think we go to the Parliament building and up through Syntagma.
Sounds great, my love.
This
Sounds like a great plan.
is delicious. I want another one.
You can probably have half of mine, maybe.
All right.
See how we go.
That right there, that's the Parliament building. And outside the Parliament building are some soldiers with funny looking shoes.
Please, can we go see the funny looking shoes?
Let's go and have a look.
They got pom-poms on their shoes. This is the stadium of the first modern Olympic Games. You say 1920s, is it, love?
Well, something like that, I think.
We need to have a Google.
We need to have a Google. Tara's got the information up. Go for it, go.
Okay, so it was first built in 144 AD,
Okay.
but it was renovated in 1869 and hosted the very first modern Olympic Games in 1896.
There we go.
And it is the only stadium in the world to be built entirely from marble.
Well, it's going to last a long time, isn't it?
It is, hey? That's pretty amazing. I can't imagine those seats are terribly comfortable though. You'd hope the runners ran fast. Which they would,
Yeah,
because it's the Olympics.
See.
Should we go and check out the view?
Let's do that. So behind me is a really big rock right next to the Acropolis that has the very best views across Athens that you could possibly wish for, especially cool this time of day when the sun's going down.
Let's go check it out.
Let's do it.
The way it glows in the evening light is pretty special.
Athens is one of my favourite cities in the whole entire world.
We have loved the last couple of days. It's been incredible. But that's a wrap for Athens.
So, you've made it to the end. Thanks so much for watching. It would be really great now if you could hit the like button, and most importantly, if you haven't already, we'd love for you to join us. This is a growing community and we'd ask you to hit the subscribe button. Thanks very much. See you next week.